Hey, what's up, everybody? Here we are, John from Dowie Farm. I'm just doing my update, my coronavirus update, I guess, right? So here's the deal. Let me take you a walk around the grow room here, and I will, show you what's going on in so many words here. Let me, yeah. So here's what I've got: full racks of stuff that will never sell. I've got red sorrel up there ready to go. I've got 24 or something flats of red sorrel ready to go. I've got so much stuff. So of everything I have, right, obviously restaurants are not open. So I have some red kale down there, 2 flats of red kale that I could sell to some customers that came in okay. Chervil we can put into salad blend. I've got arugula going. There's 2. I also have a lot more of arugula over here. I have 8 flats of arugula. Those I planted on purpose, okay? I have 24 flats of celosia. That is not good. It's actually growing well for the first time since I tried to grow it too, of course, right? So there it is. Yeah, I've got a ton of nice looking red sorrel. Not a good thing. So, yeah, it's a great time. I've got some Mizuna down there. That'll do fine. Some chervil that's doing okay. I've got some over there. I've been having issues with those seeds that I got from not the place I usually get. I've got 1 flat of borage left, and that is all because I ran out of seeds, so I'm not going to buy borage seeds. You know, it kind of is what it is. Yeah, this whole tray, I've got this row of salad down here that I'm going to cut next, and that's good to go. Damn it, sorry, I'm trying to use my tripod here. There we go, as a thing, and it's not a good idea, so keep bumping it into stuff. So then I've got down here, I've got my you know, good old 8 flats of broccoli that I planted, and I've got a couple of other salad ingredients around that I've planted, you know, to try to make salad blend for people, because people will buy salad blend. Salad blend, sunflower, radish, peas are like my top home sale crops. A lot of the herbs and stuff obviously don't go well, because why would people buy micro basil for their house? So I have some other stuff here. I've got some green sorrel. I've got a lot of that going. There's more celosia. There's more green sorrel. Up here I've got a whole rail of purple basil going that dried out a little bit. That'll come back. And I've got, you know, basil over here, lemon basil. Like, what am I gonna do with that now? And I've got pea tendrils going that look pretty good, so that's cool. But and the power went out. It's great. Oh man, power went out and came back on in a matter of seconds. But so yeah, insult to injury, we're getting snowstorms too. So let me show you what's going on out here. If I can see, if you can see anything, because all the power went out. But yeah, we are in snowstorm land. I don't know if you can see the van down there. So we are getting geez, 6 to 12 inches, I guess, or 8-10 inches of super heavy, wet springtime March snow. So this is what we get to do. But hey man, it's great. So we're going through a nice little business crisis, basically, where we can't sell any of our items. And I've got all these crops growing that probably are just gonna get thrown away. I've got probably, oh geez, I've got 100 flats that aren't gonna go anywhere. So that's awesome. And yeah, I don't know what we're doing, but I know that's not why you're tuning in. You're tuning in for some hope. So here's what I've done since my last video in the last week. The one thing that really worked out, let me get out of this light. Hang on, there's no good place in this room for a shot with good lighting. Man, it's brutal. It's brutal. Hang on a sec here, guys. Let me set this up. Manually turn on lights. Yeah, all right. So we are 2 weeks into my, okay, this is gonna be a real serious thing phase, all right? First week we still did $1,800 in sales. It was great. We were still full swing. Then that Friday hit and it started to look real serious. I didn't think we were gonna do Boston the next week. I was right. They shut down all the restaurants in that next 7 days in Boston and New Hampshire. Just to recap. So a week ago, yesterday, I shifted all of my focus to home sales, and it's gone okay. I sat down, I crunched all the numbers to see exactly what I have to do in a week for sales just to keep these lights on. That number's around $375, $400 a week, somewhere in there. So what that tells me is I have to do $300 to $400 a week in private home sales. It's going to be difficult. Now, this also includes my ducks and feed and things like that, so if they start laying eggs, that could go well. Last week, we hit that number. This week, I don't have a lot of hope for it, but it's still early. It's only Monday. It's almost Tuesday, 5 minutes to Tuesday. So we have some orders already. 2 of those orders are my Boston home delivery people. And then that's like $100 maybe. And then I have a handful of other orders. I probably have $200 in sales right now. So actually, say it out loud, it's not that bad. And we did a little bit yesterday. It was Sunday, but we sold some eggs. So, you know, I think we got maybe a $40 profit yesterday, maybe. So, really right now, it's us hanging on tight. The way this thing looks like it's shaking out is once they start to say it's over or it's on a real severe decline of infections and whatnot, I think 2 weeks after that. That's because, like, just I'm gleaning that from they still say that Wuhan, China has infections, and but they've like logged their last one or something in X amount of time. It was like 2 days now maybe since they've not had a positive test, and then they said 14 days to declare the infection over. So I'm assuming government will err on the side of caution. So when we get our last, you know, once they start that clock on days of no new infections, we're gonna have to go 14 days, I think. So let me get to this in a second. So what I'm doing is I'm just hoping for that day, and then 2 weeks after that, and then, you know, something like that. So what I'm getting at is I think that when we start to see a real decline in cases, it'll be at least a week before we get to that 0. Maybe longer, but let's just hope a week. So I think that when you start to see the decline, you might be able to say 3 to 4 weeks we'll be able to make sales to restaurants again. Well, that's a good number to know as a microgreens grower because your longest crops take 3 to 4 weeks. So I'm going to kind of keep my pulse on that as much as I can. And the cases reported, there's some good websites for that. And as soon as I see, okay, it looks like it's really declining and it looks like soon we could have a day with 0, maybe I'll start slowly scaling in some of those long-term crops, but not a crazy amount just so I don't get stuck out to dry. So, you know, I'll go, instead of planting 16 basils in a week like I always do, I'll plant 4 and see where it goes, you know. I'll plant half a round of red sorrel. I'll plant half a round of things, you know, just in general. I maybe will soak cilantro. I'll wait until the 0 day, you know, the first 0 or, yeah, the 0 day, because I want 14 days. So, you know, I'll wait till then to do cilantro and things like that. In the meantime, I'm going to do my best to keep swinging out salad blends, pea tendrils, sunflower and radish for people. I'm going to cut that down to just pink radish. I'm not going to bother with Sango because it all tastes the same. They don't need the purple. Yeah, so one thing we did do this week is we did set up our farm stand at our house. That's great. So I got a shed with a refrigerator in it and a shelf. That's cool. We'll see what it does. It gives us the opportunity to do hands-off orders. So if people don't want to come in contact, which is probably a good idea right now, they can go to the fridge. My problem is I can't get hand sanitizer to put out there because people are probably going to look at that fridge and be like, "Rrr." So, I mean, I have cleaner. I'll go out there occasionally, wipe the handle down, wipe the fridge front down, whatever, and go from there. Those are the precautions we can take. Now, here's the thing. As a grower, if you want to stay in business, there's one very important aspect to this whole situation. You can't be affected by the disaster, right? So, like, doesn't matter what the disaster is, if you're affected, you can't sell. So me and my fiance Jenny are purposely wicked avoiding people, all right? We are not going into stores unless we absolutely have to. I'm doing car side Walmart pickup. I'm buying gas right at the pump. I'm not going in, you know, here and there I've been at a gas station. I'm doing a drive-through for a coffee very rarely. I'm making most of my coffee at home. So I'm really trying to keep my contact down to very, very few people. And so is she. She's not working anymore as a bartender, so that's closed. So yeah. So we're just trying to really isolate ourselves to make sure that we're not in contact with people. When we do deliveries, we're either doing the distancing thing if someone does come out, or we're just leaving it out for them to pick up and take in on their own. So especially in Massachusetts where they have a lot of cases. So I guess, you know, my message to you for this video is push at home sales. There is some hope there. That's great. And if you're affected by a disaster, you aren't doing anything. So make sure you guys, if you're selling to people, protecting yourselves, you almost kind of have a responsibility for that, to make sure that you're not infected. Because so there's two of us in this business. My helpers are not involved anymore, right, until this is over. There's me and her. If she gets it, I can't do this either, because I'm exposed to her. I'm gonna have to quarantine as well. So, and vice versa. So neither one of us can get it. That's the hard part. If you're just running solo and you're the only person in the house, you know, you can make sure that you don't have any contact with anybody. But when there's two of us, it's a little bit different, a little more dynamic. You have kids in your house, you have other people, relatives coming and going, whatever. You got to really keep that in mind. That can really affect your business. So, yeah, just some general stuff and an update on what we're doing. Did some work on the website, running Facebook Marketplace ads, just kind of hoping. I've been having an issue converting Facebook Marketplace ads to sales. I'm 2 for 13. So every time when I get every reply I get, which is 13 right now in a week, so about 2 a day, I've only converted 2 to sales. So I think part of that might just be pricing. People look at, you know, hey, they have greens, and they see their microgreens, and then they see what they are, and they see they're expensive, and they're like, I'm not going to pay that money right now. But that could be a factor later, especially when people start to run low on cash. But, you know, so we're trying to figure out if we can offer a better value maybe, and we're also trying to figure out if we can offer better products, like maybe a sampler where it's multiple types. We haven't offered that yet. We do at the farmer's market, so it might be a good way to go. And then the other thing is just a big blend of everything. So I've had somebody ask me for that. So we might just offer both of them. It's as simple as putting it on the web page as a product. So, you know, easy enough. And then if somebody orders it, we can make it, but that's easy. So yeah, that's what I got. Just trying to hang in here. All my I think my Wi-Fi outlets didn't really come back on after that nice little power outage that we just had, so I had to check my internet. Thanks a lot, guys. John from Dowie Farm, hang in there. Appreciate the support.